step into a shadowy corner of Ohio's folklore, where entire towns seem to vanish and sinister tales linger. Deep within Summit County lies the infamous area known as Helltown, an unsettling collection of abandoned roads, structures, and urban legends. The area gained its eerie reputation after the government bought out residents in the 1970s, leading to tales of a failed development, cult activity, mutated animals, and a phantom school bus. Visitors report encountering strange figures, unexplained noises, and a pervasive sense of unease, as if the very land holds dark secrets that defy explanation, making it a place you might find yourself in but struggle to leave.
This first story was shared by someone named Marcus, a junior linebacker from Southern Ohio. He says the camp invite was supposed to help him go D1. Now he doesn't even play anymore. I thought it was my big break. I'm a high school junior, linebacker, not the best in the state, but solid. I've been going to camp since I was 13, so when I got a letter in the mail inviting me to a private scout prep weekend, I was pumped. There was no return address, just a clean envelope with my name and school printed on the front. Inside was a single sheet of paper. Selected athlete, Camp Phase 1, Sunday, 5 a.m. sharp. Address follows. I looked it up. Some clearing about 30 minutes outside Chillicothe. Private property. I figured maybe it was a low-key scout event, off the radar. My coach didn't mention it, but I didn't ask. I wanted it to be real. I got there early, still dark out. The road to the location turned to gravel, then dirt. Eventually, I parked at the edge of a wide, empty field. No tents, no lights, just frost on the grass and trees crowding in from all sides. There were 3 other guys already there, roughly my age, 2 standing by a pickup truck, the 3rd sitting on his equipment bag. They looked as confused as I felt. One of them said, "You here for Camp Phase 1? I nodded. He exhaled. "Yeah, us too, but where is everyone?" We waited almost an hour. No coaches, no vans, no signs. Just cold air and the sound of someone walking through the woods every so often. Always just far enough that we couldn't see who it was. Then one of the guys, Brady, walked toward the tree line. "I think someone's back there. I'm just gonna check." He never came back out. We called for him, even walked the edge of the field. No answer. Then one of the other guys, Julian, pointed to something. Brady's cleats were sitting just past the grass line, sitting upright, like they'd been placed there, still tied. We all decided to leave, but when I got back to my car, there was another envelope on the windshield. Same handwriting as before, same clean paper. It just said, "You showed up." That's what matters. "We'll be in touch. Don't tell your coach." I drove straight home. Didn't say a word. Julian called me the next day, said someone left the same note in his gym locker. He asked if I'd told anyone. I hadn't. Neither of us ever heard from Brady again. I stopped training after that, and I never opened another letter without a return address. This next story was sent in by someone named Deshaun. He took a temp job at a fulfillment warehouse outside Columbus, Ohio, and after this, he swears he'll never work another night shift again. I needed the money. I'd just moved to Columbus and got hired through a staffing agency. Basic warehouse work, second shift at a fulfillment center near the freeway. 10-hour nights, moving inventory, packing boxes, scanning barcodes. Nothing special. On my first day, the floor manager handed me a key. "Locker 306, he said, "down the west hallway." That was it. No tour, no orientation, just a laminated badge and a locker number. When I found it, I stopped cold. Someone had already taped my name to the front. Spelled right too, Deshaun, with the capital S in the middle. No one ever gets that right on the first try. Inside was a used water bottle, an old warehouse jacket, and a folded piece of paper. The jacket had dust on the shoulders, like it had been hanging in there a while. The note was short. "You're already late. Move fast tonight." No signature, no logo, just black ink on printer paper. I looked around, thinking maybe it was a joke from one of the regulars. But the hallway was empty. That night, everything felt off. The building was huge. Hundreds of rows of shelves, automated forklifts rolling past with flashing lights. Most people wore earbuds or stayed silent. No one talked much. Around 2 a.m., I started noticing something weird. Locker 306 wasn't listed on the employee chart by the break room. The lockers started at 101, skipped to 200s, and then jumped to 400s. I asked the manager about it. He blinked like I'd asked something strange. "You sure it's 306? "Yeah," I said. "That's the key I got." He just nodded slowly and walked off. Later that shift, I scanned a box and the monitor glitched. For a split second, it showed something that didn't match the order ID. It said, 306, unresolved. Then the screen flickered back to normal. I flagged it for tech support. They told me it was a ghost code and not to worry. But when I went back to my locker at the end of the shift, the jacket was gone. Same hanger, just empty now. Inside the pocket of my own hoodie, I found another note. "Don't fall behind, 306 disappear." I asked the floor lead about it the next day. He got real quiet and said, "We haven't assigned a 300 series locker since 2018. That row was cleared after the..." He stopped himself. I pressed. "After what?" He glanced over his shoulder. "Forget it, man. Just get reassigned." I quit the next morning, tossed the key on the desk and walked out. 3 weeks later, I got a package at my apartment. No return address, no postage stamp, just a cardboard box with my name on it. Inside, that same dusty jacket from locker 306, still folded, still warm. This one came from a woman named Sarah. She lives in Akron, Ohio, and used to jog after work to clear her head. After this night, she only runs during the day and never alone. I've always felt safe running at night. It's when the world calms down. No traffic, no crowds, just me and the path. I live near the old canal trail that cuts through Akron, the Cuyahoga towpath. It's well-maintained, flat, and runs for miles along the river. A few street lamps light the beginning of it, but most of the trail gets dark fast. I know that's not ideal, but I've run it for years without a problem. Until last spring. Now I won't go near it after sunset. That night started like any other. I laced up around 8:30, stretched, put in one earbud, and headed out. Weather was perfect. Mid-50s, clear sky, light breeze. I'd made it maybe a mile in when I saw someone ahead on the trail. He was pacing, like waiting for someone. Hoodie pulled low, hands in his pockets, walking back and forth just where the lamplight ended and the shadows started. I slowed a little, but didn't stop. As I got closer, I noticed something strange. He was always about the same distance ahead of me. No matter how fast I jogged, I couldn't seem to catch up. He wasn't running. He was just always there. I stopped completely to see if he'd get farther ahead. He stopped too. I waited, so did he. Then he stepped just out of the light and vanished into the dark part of the trail. I stood there, heart racing, debating if I should turn around. But stubbornness got the better of me. I kept going. That's when I tripped. Hard. I fell sideways into the dirt, scraped my elbow, tore my leggings. When I looked up, I saw them. Footprints. Heading the other direction. The exact same shoes I was wearing, same tread, same size. My footprints, going back the way I came. I stood up, shaking, and started to backpedal. That's when I saw something move in the brush off to my right. It wasn't an animal, it was low to the ground, crawling, but moving too smooth, too quietly. I bolted, full sprint. Didn't stop until I reached the streetlights near the start of the trail. I turned back one last time and saw nothing. No one behind me. But the next morning, there was mud on my front porch, 2 prints, exactly like mine, right in front of my door.